Some of the most mundane things in our lives can have variants which cost a fortune. You never know, some of the most basic items in your house which you might not even give a second thought to can have cousins which are worth thousands of dollars. Today we're going to be talking about knives and some of the most expensive ones in the world. You may think that this is going to be a rather anticlimactic video. How much can they be? A couple of tens of dollars? Maybe 100 at most. Just you wait. Before we start, subscribe to LUX Life and ring the bell icon for updates on the latest uploads. Let's start with number 10. Number 10. Yoshiro Mizuyaki Honyaki. Made from one of the best steels, not only is this knife meant to simply cut fish, it's meant to cut it in a certain way. The knife is meant to cut the boneless fish with a single stroke of a blade. It should not get stuck and the cutter shouldn't have to go over the same slit several times. The sheath for the blade is decorated by one of Japan's most famous knife specialists. The image on the knife is that of a phoenix. You can probably see why something like this is worth a small fortune. $5,300 to be exact. Number 9. Lancet Ouroborus. William Henry is a world-famous knife maker who also happens to be responsible for this piece of art. The image on the knife is that of a dragon or serpent-type creature with 3 heads. The inlays on the knife are said to be from the finest gold and copper. Though there is only a little bit of gold used, it's still significant since it's 24 karat. This is why the special knife is set at a price of just over $5,500. It's made by one of the most famous knife designers in the world and has real gold in it. Number 8. Nenohi Honyaki Dentokougeishi Sakimaru Takobiki with a Corian handle. Now that we are over that mouthful of a name, let's talk about what this amazing knife is all about. The knife is said to be crafted from white steel, which is significantly better than the regular steel which one uses to make knives. Perhaps the best thing about this knife is in fact its sheath. Have you seen it? It's so pretty. The black cover, which is decorated with dull white cherry blossoms, is a sight for anyone who is into knives and the use of such things. Imagine having this $7,000 knife in your kitchen. You would be cutting stuff all the time. Number 7. The Black Panther knife. Cut from the finest Damascus steel. You can see why something like this would be worth as much as it is. We will get to how much it's worth in a second, but first, just look at it. The head of a panther at the bottom of the knife, the running design on the blade, and of course, the cover. Both the blade itself and the sheath are gold-plated and have elements of the finest silver in them as well. The handle itself is made from walnut wood, one which in itself would have cost a small fortune. The $8,000 knife is available online only. If you do get your hands on something like this, consider yourself lucky. It really is an amazing buy. Number 6. Gentak Makara. Again, another piece by William Henry. You may notice some of the similarities which it has to the Lancet Ouroborus knife. Much like the prior, it has gold inlays with aspects of silver and Damascus steel. However, the image on the blade has changed, and the intensity of the gold and other inlays are also more than the original. The knife is said to be worth roughly $12,500, more than double the cost of the Lancet Ouroborus. Number 5. Monark Steampunk Dragon Knife. Once again, William Henry and his boys come in with yet another great knife. It seems every time we see another knife of his, the price goes up. This one is really a piece of art though. It runs with the same style that the other two did, but there's just something different about this one. The steampunk thing that they have going on is really a fantastic idea. They have used more gold, silver, and Damascus steel in this one, hence the reason why it is more costly than the other two combined. Yes, if you have $19,000 lying around, then by all means go for it and buy the knife, because that's how much it's going to set you back. Number 4. Spearpoint Lace Knife. Yup, another one. However, this one is the big one. The purpose of this knife is to buy it once and then pass it down through the generations. The limited edition knife was made for it to be an heirloom, which you could pass down through the family. The gold, silver, and Damascus steel has been used again in this, but this is a straight knife as compared to the flips which the other were. This is a standalone knife with a handle. No buttons, no nothing. Plain and simple steel. $25,000. That's how much it's worth. Number 3. Nesmuk Diamond Studded. So, this knife once claimed to be the sharpest in the world. However, that has not been proven yet. We don't know if it is or it isn't, But we do know that this is one of the top 3 most expensive knives in the world. Made from carbon steel and coated with Teflon for extra durability. This really is a work of art. The handle is said to be studded with 8 diamonds. That's where it gets its name. You can either choose to buy a new car or invest in this knife. $40,000 for a knife is a heck of a lot of money. Number 2. Nesmuk Jarhhundert Mesa. This knife is said to have over 600 layers of Damascus steel mixed in with carbon. The beauty of the blade isn't in the blade itself, but the effort which went into crafting the knife. The blade is everything we just mentioned, but the wood for the handle is said to be from oak, which is 5,000 years old. What? Added to the wood are bits of platinum and diamonds. Sit down for this one, you might need to. This knife is worth roughly $100,000. Number 1. The Gem of the Orient. This dagger is the single most expensive knife in the world. If you combine the price of every knife on this list, you wouldn't even make 20% of the value of this knife. The Gem of the Orient is worth $2.1 million. The knife took roughly a decade to make and is encrusted with some of the finest crystals known to man. Diamonds and emeralds have been used throughout the hands. 152 emeralds and 9 diamonds were used to make this knife, hence the reason it is worth so much. Sadly for us, it's not for sale though. The knife was sold at an auction a few years ago, so it is no longer available to the public anymore. We hope that you enjoyed our video about the world's most expensive knives. If you like this video, make sure you share this with your friends and subscribe to LUX Life and click the bell icon to get regular updates. LUX Life. Find what calls to you. See you in the next video!